Here is your latest African news. Ethiopia. Ethiopia asks the US to stop spreading false information on the war. Ethiopia's government has asked the United States to stop spreading falsehood against the country. The State Minister of Communication announced after the US State Department issued an alert about potential terrorist attacks. Kibede Desisa, the state minister, said the US government should refrain from disseminating shameful fake news and defamation regarding Ethiopia, state broadcaster EBC reported. Earlier this month, tens of thousands of Ethiopians rallied in the capital to denounce the United States for alleged interference in Ethiopia's internal affairs. Yesterday, hundreds of protesters took their anger to the US embassy in the city, where they displayed banners saying interference is undemocratic and truth wins. #NoMore. Zimbabwe. Huge increase in Zimbabwe's budget amid high growth. Zimbabwe's economy is expected to rebound from the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and grow by over 7% next year, Finance Minister Mthuli Ncube has announced. The growth will be spurred by a strong agricultural season and high global commodity prices, the minister said while presenting the annual budget. Next year, the government will focus on financing agriculture as well as improving relations with other nations. Mr. Ncube described the budget as a people's budget, one that lowers taxes and increases spending on social services. Spending on health services will take up to 14% of the government's expenditure, including a pledge to revamp dilapidated public hospitals. Overall, spending will amount to $9 billion or £6.8 billion, twice as much as last year, partly financed by raising so-called sin tax on cigarettes and alcohol. Egypt. Ancient Avenue of Sphinxes to be open to the public. After more than 70 years of stop-start attempts to excavate a 3-kilometer-long ancient walkway in southern Egypt, the 3,000-year-old Avenue of Sphinxes in Luxor will finally be open to the public. The walkway, which will be lined with hundreds of sphinxes, connects the city's two greatest temples of Karnak and Luxor. The opening ceremony will incorporate elements of an ancient festival which travel down the walkway each year. This will include musical compositions inspired by stories written on the walls of the temples in hieroglyphics. The country hopes the event will boost the ailing tourism sector, battered by political turmoil and a crippling pandemic. Gambia. Gambia's Truth Commission recommends prosecution for Jammeh-era crimes. Gambia's Truth Commission on Thursday recommended the government prosecute a list of officials responsible for crimes committed under the former ruler Yahya Jammeh, with victims adamant the ex-leader himself is included. Rights groups have called for Jammeh to be prosecuted for alleged abuses, including murder, torture, and rape during his 22 years in power in the West African nation. A Truth Commission, the TRRC, set up to probe the allegations, handed President Adama Barrow its final report Thursday and recommended the government pursue criminal charges. The TRRC chairman, Lamine Cisse, said the report names those who bear the greatest responsibility for human rights violations and abuses. Jammeh is in exile in Equatorial Guinea, where he fled after refusing to accept defeat to Barrow in the 2016 election. Even if Jammeh is found guilty, he may not face punishment. Under Gambian law, a former head of state cannot be prosecuted unless parliament approves proceedings by a two-thirds majority. Burundi. Burundi organizes Africa's first international women's cycling tour. Burundi this week hosted the first ever women's cycling competition in Africa. 5 African nations took part and they included Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Burundi. The event presents an opportunity for the women cyclists to show their abilities. Despite the limited experience among the participants, they intend to go places. The spectators did not hide their joy at the first stage of the 40.5-kilometer race in the economic capital of Bujumbura. The first 3 winners of the first stage were 2 Kenyans and a Ugandan, with Burundi coming fourth. The second stage will cover a distance of 57 kilometers between Gitega and Karusi in central Burundi. Cameroon. Samuel Eto'o cleared to stand in Cameroon FA polls. Former Barcelona striker Samuel Eto'o has been cleared to stand in elections to be the next president of the Cameroon Football Federation. A total of 6 candidates, including incumbent Sedo Mbombo Njoya, has been approved by the Cameroon Football Federation Electoral Committee to stand in the polls on December 11. When Eto'o, 40, first announced his intentions in September, it was amid controversy in Cameroon after candidates with dual nationality had been told they could not stand in the elections. Eto'o, who also had spells with Inter Milan and Chelsea, was granted dual Spanish nationality during his time at Barcelona. Thanks for watching. Visit our YouTube channel tunacheki to watch our daily news reports and our website tunacheki.tv for all the latest news updates. Also, don't forget to catch the return of our show Africa in the News on our channel. You can directly support this news series by becoming a YouTube member or becoming a Patreon. And remember, Africa is watching.